Do you ever doubt God? The 11 disciples did. They came to a mountain of Galilee. They saw the risen Lord right there with them. They worshiped him. And they doubted. Doubt is with us today. It was there 2,000 years ago on that mountain in Galilee. And it was there 2,000 years before that when Moses preached to his people. For some mysterious reason, God created us with the capacity to doubt him, to doubt his very existence. It's run through the ages. Doubt is like a worm. It can be a bad worm, a hookworm, or a tapeworm that eats away at our soul from the inside out. We lose our faith, and then our hope, and then inevitably our capacity to love. But that worm could be an earthworm. Earthworms aerate the ground. They make the soil grow richer. An earthworm can spur us to dig more deeply into our faith, to struggle with its paradoxes, and, by the grace of God, to emerge spiritually richer. But how are we to deal with this worm of doubt? Moses tried one approach. He begins, has anyone ever seen anything quite so wonderful as our God? But he ends up exasperated. What's wrong with you guys, he says. The Lord is God, there is no other. Get with the program. Jesus doesn't go there. He doesn't fire the 11. He doesn't even chastise them. Instead, he gives them something to do. A task he knew they could handle. Get down from this mountain. Make disciples of the nations. Baptize. Take what you have learned from me and pass it on to others. And they did it. Boy, did they do it. We can draw a line stretching from our assembly right here on Fred George Road directly back to that small doubting band of 11. And we too are given something to do. We can carry the Lord's message. You may be thinking, oh no, not again. How many times have I heard that I should take what I learned at Mass out into the secular world? Tell me something practical. No. I know of a faith community that has managed to put today's gospel to practical use. The Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. Now you may have heard phrases like powerless over alcohol or higher power. You may not know that AA's 12 Steps program ends with these words. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. This 12th step says, if you want continuing recovery from alcoholism, you must give away what you have gotten. You must carry the message, especially when you're suffering from doubt or from self-pity. If you don't do it, you'll drink again. Now AA's message is carried quietly. No bullhorns, no glitzy TV ads. It's one alcoholic talking to another, sharing how, through the grace of God, they have recovered from a hopeless condition, mind and body. Now most of us aren't alcoholics, but I think there's something really good in there for us. Tomorrow, a friend or coworker who is spiritually sick might notice something inside of you, even if you can't see it. Maybe they remember how once you met faith with adversity, sickness, loss of a job, death of a loved one. Maybe they just see serenity in your eyes. They might ask, how do you do it? It is here that you and I can make disciples of the nations. We can share our experience with the Lord, our hope nourished by the Eucharist, and yes, even our doubts. It may be that our doubt, our very weakness, is the very thing that allows this other man or woman to identify with us. And if we do this, we'll see the dawning of hope in our friend. And later that day, we will notice that our own doubt has quietly evaporated. It really works. Good Catholics could put doubt to good use.